Hi everyone and welcome to the YouTube channel of the Regnant Inc. I would also like to thank the audience for their tremendous support for the last video. Welcome back to our Confluence episode 2. Now, I would also like to thank the various teams that participated in making this event, the previous episode a success, namely the content team, the technical team, the management team, the coordinators, as well as other primary ones. Literature is a compendium of life. We at the Regnant Inc. do believe that literature can have a great effects at our depth. We do understand that literary activities like this can enhance various students and their skills. Therefore, we, in collaboration with the Training and Placement Cell of NIT Sikkim, are here to bring up a very good video of the Confluence episode 2. Careers are driven not only by lust, not only by inspiration, but by will. Inspiration is what keeps a boat on sail, even through the wildest wind, and guidance is the lantern that throws the light of wisdom on a path towards success. Keeping in mind this pandemic situation, it gets difficult for students to get in touch with their alumni as well as their mentors at the institute or some other members. Therefore, we at Regnant Inc. have organized this meet to help you interact with our various alumni. The alumni to interact with us today is Mr. Vishal Sharma. Good morning, sir. Good
Hey,
afternoon, sir.
hi. Hi, Anirudh.
Hi. Welcome to our YouTube channel. I would like to inform the viewers that Mr. Vishal Sharma a part of the graduating class of 2017 CSE at NIT Sikkim. He is currently working at Intel Corporation as an architect, designer, systems architect designer. He was previously a software engineer at Intel Corporation. I would now like you to address our audience with a bit of words of inspiration.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here and addressing the students. So it has been a great journey in NIT Sikkim, and later on, I have learned a lot. I can clearly see the difference in what I was in 2013 when I joined as a first year student, and now when I'm a professional in a tech company. Uh, I really I clearly see there is a bigger role of the institute to play. I have developed myself in all fronts, be it academic, non-academic, socially, and many things. And the institute has helped me in all fronts. Yes.
Yes, sir. So, as you are a part of Intel Corporation currently, I would like to know a bit about the working environment there. How is the working environment different? I mean, when you joined, what did you expect from the Intel to provide you as an environment, and what did you receive?
Yeah, so because it was my first company, I did not have actually any expectations of what the company should be, what I should expect, or what kind of treatment I will get. So it was kind of surprise for me that firstly the environment is very much friendly. It's like as the marketing statement says, great place to work, quote unquote. But otherwise also the people are very good. Like there's a different culture altogether in corporate. Uh, I was in the first few days, I was calling sir to everyone, not the architect who hired me, but uh, he said like, I'm not your sir. This is not college. Call me Venkat. Those things. Those things were new for me, and the campus was huge. One of the biggest campus in Bangalore. So it's good to be part of this company. Yeah.
Yeah, getting rid of the third term would be a great relief for you, I think. Also, what was your experience as a platform architect and a software engineer? What were the differences between those two responsibilities that you had, and what were the responsibilities you had?
Yeah. So I will begin from the start. So I joined Intel in 2017, and that was my eighth semester, 2017 Jan, as an intern for 6 months. So I joined the Android group. That's an open source technology group. in which like the PNP optimizations are done for Android for open source on Intel platform. So I worked there, got converted, did really nice projects, showed that in the college project also. Uh, and when I joined, like I got good grades as well for the project, so that was also covered. Uh, the person who was mentoring me while I was interning, so so I will tell a little story about him.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. That would
he's a USB architect. So he's a software architect in that Android team. He was at that time. And I got a project doing something related to USB. And I was reading some books, going through GitHub pages and everything. And there were 2, 3 books I was referring. And after 1 week of reading those books, I got to know the author of those books for that guy.
oh, that would,
And the funny story is, so after 10 days of work, he told me, he gave me the hard copy of that book. He said, okay, you can refer to this book, read this book, and you can take anything, or you can ask me if you need any help. I said, I already have the soft copy. So I told the author I have the pirated copy of your book.
okay.
It was hilarious that time.
What was his
So
reaction to that?
he smiled a little and went. So he's a very cool guy, so he did not react much. So later on, I got converted as a full-time employee. Luckily, so
Yeah.
because there was a freeze going on at Intel. There was a hiring freeze, and there were few people to push my name. Only 2 people from that group were converted. So I was lucky there. When I joined Intel as a software engineer, I worked in Android PNP team for like PNP stands for Power and Performance.
Yeah.
So we optimize Android software or Android OS, not just the applications level, but at the OS level, the kernel, the middleware for like making it best for Intel chips. So that kind of work we did. Like there was a complete R&D department kind of thing, which really gave me a boost and new kind of skill sets. Um,
Also,
recently, like yeah.
yeah.
No, I was saying that recently, like 1 year ago, I joined another team in which like all architects are there, and I got a post of platform architect. Right now, I'm not an architect as such. I'm the junior most person in the team. But yes, in the line of being of architecting one chip one day.
Okay. So, as you mentioned in your say that you undertook this as your B.tech project. So, what was specifically your B.tech project? I mean, many students would like to hear and use it as an inspiration. So, what was your project, and how were the reactions of the professors and the graders?
Yeah. So I did make that software for it was a Android display presenter. Um, so you must have heard about Android Auto.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I
a
would like you
app.
to explain for the audience, yeah, if
Yeah.
you want.
So Android Auto is a Google app. Uh, so the cars right now are coming with the Android Auto software, which has all the IVE features in vehicle infotainment features, like you can navigate through Google Maps and you can listen to music and you can attend calls in a non-intrusive way. So that if your car is not that much newer, then you can install this app on your phone, plug your phone onto the dashboard, and use it. So
Yeah.
uh, that Android Auto app, when it is connected to the car, it actually presents the display. So everything is happening on the phone, and the display monitor, which is on the dashboard, is not actually processing anything. So it's a presentation mode going through the USB. So I replicated that kind of stuff on a Linux machine, such that I used my Android phone to make a secondary display in there, and that secondary display could display anything, and many features were developed over it. There were two
Okay.
projects, like one of them with this.
Okay. So it was great to hear about that. Also, I just got a question in the comment box about from our fellow mates. The question is, how did you apply for Capius Technology? As you were a self-applicant there, so people would like to know that how did you apply and how they can apply at various companies and be a good intern or have a good job.
So during third year summer vacation, before that, like before the winters, during the winters in third year, I
Yeah.
started applying to various companies. Like Internshala is a good platform. There are other platforms coming up, and you can directly call the company, or if it is startup, you can directly call the person in charge, use the contacts, use the email ID provided there, and see what motivates you, what work you have already done. So in internship, they expect you to do something. It's not a part of learning thing completely, but you do something and also learn. So they expect that you know something. Uh, so the hit ratio is 20 is to 1. If you apply 20 times, you will get one response maybe.
So
Uh,
how many response did I mean applicant do you have?
I got selected for 3 internships, out of which I joined one. So I had an option of earning more, like small stipend wise, like 15,000 I was getting near my home in Noida. The other option was 5,000, and like the money does not matter there, but
Yeah.
I'm just telling. I was getting one offer from Gujarat. One 3D kind of company was doing some visual analytics and those things. One was a data analytics company, and did not have much experience on analysis, but I was able to code some things. So I went for that company. I used some contacts, as in my senior, Mr. Rajat Bhardwaj, from whom
Okay.
I learned many things, uh, also helped me because he worked in that company as an intern 1 year ago, and he
Okay.
was also doing some freelancing work. So his word of appreciation for me helped me to get in there. So apart from the companies from Internchala, I got this connection, and it worked out. Yeah, they had some good work.
Yeah, as you mentioned connections, I would like to portray that your words that you said to me that good networking is as important as having knowledge and being employable. A good network increases the number of opportunities exponentially. These words are very kind of you to share with us and it would be a great source of inspiration, I think, for our viewers too. Okay. Also, sir, moving on, I would like to ask you that what are the variables that one should consider before taking any major career decision? For instance, you mentioned that you got three opportunities and you selected one. So how should one analyze things and how should he or she group as good or bad and which one to select?
Yeah, decision making is an important process that one develops slowly in the lifetime, but it's good to take opinions from the first people who know more. So I took opinions from my seniors, from my fellow mates. Uh, I got like one was the Android development work, so I already did Android development work 1.5 years before that. So my senior suggested to do something new. So that's why I went for analytics work. But it's also good to make quicker decisions. So making good decisions is important, but making quicker decisions is as much important. For example, if you have decided that you will learn Java and you are pondering for a week that you will learn Java, but you have not started. So if you have given 1 week of head start to your competitor just by pondering over it. So quick decisions is also important.
Yeah, in fact, they do play a good role in this competitive environment with population growing threefold or fourfold every time. Uh, Also, now moving on, I would like to highlight that Mr. Vishal Sharma also had an opportunity to take on-stage interview of Professor A.B. Samaddar. He was the previous director of our institute. So, what was your experience regarding that? What did you learn about the on-stage things as well as about him?
It was a completely different view of Professor Samaddar. We saw him as a very serious gentleman who came from London school as a PhD. uh, and we got to ask him many personal questions as well, which were fun to hear. So it was a farewell kind of event. So we were given 1 or 1.5 hour for that farewell. Plus, after that 1 hour, the faculties had to come and give a party, throw a party to him. So in that 1 hour, he came up like he came near the stage with his prepared speech. Like he does not need to prepare a speech, but he was prepared to give a speech. So I on the podium told that no, sir, you have been telling us what you want to tell from past 2 3 years. Now we will ask what you want. We want to know. So we had a coffee with Karan kind of session, and I was hosting that question sessions with him. That was a nice experience. We asked some fun stuff with him. The answers were him. He's very sporting that way. He gave really nice, funny answers. Yeah.
So anything that you took as a lesson from him that day?
Yeah, he's very humble. You do not have to be very like. I asked like after the show got over, like we went off stage and I said, "Sorry, sir, if I by mistake if I had said something wrong because we were using words like you had a sexy walk over Udgam," and he took so like sportingly and explained how attraction works, how couples behave, how things like he went into any direction with us and explained depth out of it. So he's very sporting. He
Yeah.
gets involved.
As we are on the topic of farewell, I would also like to know that what was about your first day and the last day at NIT Sikkim? What your feelings on the first day and the last day? What did you have in your mind or heart?
So first day was completely clueless. We were waiting in the MP hall for some faculties to come and give us some gyan over what is going to go, like what we will face in the next 4 years. They were explaining some like the coursework about the credit system and all those things. See, like the infrastructure at that time was not that great. The MP hall was not constructed properly at that time. So I was a bit clueless. But one thing I had in mind that I won't do an MBA after this one. I came for a technical degree from Delhi to Sikkim, and I would have easily got into a b.tech college. I was getting some good private colleges in admissions, but
Uh,
I thought that if I'm going to Sikkim and doing my b.tech, I will go in the technical field only. I will, if even if I go for masters, I will do technically. Uh, I won't waste a seat at NIT.
Yeah, also being at NIT Sikkim has its own benefits. Like you get to interact with nature and directly, first-handedly, which can't happen in metropolitan cities like Delhi or Mumbai or some other cities. Also, the limited infrastructure also has a good point that we get to interact with our faculty members so closely or our seniors so closely, and
Completely.
as well as we can reach the director uh, as he is very humble to talk with us and share his words. Also, what were as you highlighted about the infrastructure. So, what did you expect and what did you receive? So, what that was a shock or something like that for you?
Yeah, it was not a surprise. It was shock. But yeah, that was just the first day. Like we grew up on that so quickly. That environment with the nature is so nice, calm. Uh, there are many things beyond that also, which we got to learn. And as Mr. Dr. Dhananjay sir has greatly said that if you have lived in Sikkim with all these hardships, you can live anywhere in the world, man. You can manage anywhere. You can manage any hardships. There were no as hardships, but small challenges which we faced regarding logistics, internet in the initial few days. Yeah.
Yeah, currently the institute has come up with various equipments and other stuff
Yeah.
to help us. We have improved on infrastructure as well as other aspects. We have a good Wi-Fi connection all the time, and every other stuff that we need is at our fingertips. Also, you participated in Xplode Cup matches, as I
Oh,
got to know from my seniors. So, what were your interests, and would you like to highlight a bit about your uh, experience over that? Also, I would like to mention to the viewers that Xplode Cup is the competition held at NIT. It is about the cricket that we play so greatly as Indians. So, what were your uh, experience regarding that?
so it was the most exciting time in the college. Like everyone loves cricket in India. So like in a central college, everyone comes from different places, and the love for cricket comes up, sprouts up, and everyone. It's a very democratic process where you have to make your team, your own team, and small short over format. It was very exciting. In the first Export Cup, when I was in first year, like for my first Export Cup, I did not participate, but I saw it was very engaging. And the second one, I joined one seniors team,
Okay,
and it had Rohan Mahapatra as well, which you interviewed last week. It had
yeah, yeah.
many other seniors, Rajat sir, Vishwesh sir, many.
So, what was your role over there?
I was kind of lower middle order batsman, a good
Okay,
fielder. They can put me anywhere, and a part-time bowler. Like I can get some wickets if needed. Like not a good bowler, not a bad one also. They got me so much of practice so that I can bowl 2 or 3 overs in the end. Yeah, but we reached finals. That was a highlight. And due to rains, the final could not happen, and then we shared the
okay.
prize.
Yeah, rain is a bit of problem at our institute. It's throughout there for our monsoon semester.
Yeah,
Also,
the
sir,
Explode
I
Cup
just
starts.
yeah,
Sorry to interrupt.
yeah,
Just
yeah. I would
just
like to hear.
added one. Yeah, adding one point. Rains happen after Explode Cup. That summer season, at the beginning of summer season, near the Holy Explode Cup starts, and it is completely summers. So rain came that year quite early, so it got. Yeah,
Uh,
not an important point. Yeah, you were saying something.
Maybe God's plan. What can we say about that? Yeah.
Yeah, he did
Okay.
not want us to lose.
Yeah, that could be a positive one. Okay. I just got a question in a comment box that if a student from a non-coding background, be it in any other department other than CSE, wants to apply for an internship at Intel or any other tech giant, how can it be possible? How should he proceed? How should he nurture his interest in coding and other stuff?
Yeah, for me, I will tell my perspective as everyone has their own journey and everyone starts from a different point in while they come to the college in first year. So I had a background of 2 years of coding, like in 11th and 12th, I learned C++. Uh, so my view was I had to fill my resume because my resume does not have anything. So I started working to fill my resume, uh, always thinking that I do not know anything. I do not know anything. So I started working like for Android development. I got a good resources from my seniors, good guidelines from them how to. They gave me a good head start to it. So I like watched 200 small videos for Android development and made a test kind of app. Then I learned HTML programming, web development, and got involved with web development cell also. So that
Yeah.
was my journey where I wanted to fill my resume until I reached third year or fourth year. I saw this. I still felt that I do not know anything, but I saw that there are some things that I can show to the companies in my resume. Like
Okay.
it happened throughout that journey of 2 3 years. So I went with my resume, whatever I had. I can't lie to my resume. So as I told, there are many different platforms. Internshala for and directly company openings come on LinkedIn as well. Internshala used to work like during that time, like 5 to 6 years ago. I don't know what is the current status.
Yeah. It is.
Hmm. So there are many online portals where you can apply for it. It's good if you have good networks and so that you can get insight or someone can recommend you because recommendation works best. Like
Uh, as as you mentioned that you participated, you were a member of the web development cell of NIT Sikkim. So, what was your experience regarding that, and what were your contributions? Also, I got to know that you had a very good experience over there. So, are there any stories that would you would like to share with us?
yeah, the web development cell is an integral part of my college life. I have worked day and night for that cell for making presentable websites for college. And by the end of it, by end of my college life, I was kind of heading the technical head of that cell, and I was managing complete websites, the cPanel of NIT Sikkim website. That cell taught me how to be professional and giving things on time, getting website up on time. And I learned professionalism before I joined corporate from that cell. So that's a big contributor to my career. And during that period, I learned many different things, many practical problems, which I can't learn on a coding website or like YouTube uh, videos. Through YouTube videos, I can't learn practical problems. So there were times when the server had some issues, and we talked to various people and tried to resolve that. Yeah. So,
Yeah. It's very fine of you of saying that hands-on experience has its own benefits. You can't have anything parallel to that. Uh, Also, I would like to mention that Mr. Vishal also participated in Dub Smash, an event held at Udgam, the cultural fest of NIT Sikkim. So, what was your contribution in Dub Smash, and what was your role over there?
no, it was no great contribution to it. It was just like we were interning at Intel, and we did not get to participate in Udgam that year because we were in Bangalore. So we thought if there is any online competition which we could participate in, we saw that there is a Dub Smash portal open, and we posted one video. So I'm doing some weird dubbing of few actors in the video, and just that, no bigger contribution, just a small funny video.
Yeah. Also, as we mentioned the cultural fest, I would now like you to mention your our Abhiyantran, the technical fest of NIT Sikkim. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your idea and hard work behind the Android app for the very technical fest? And how did you plan for it? What was your work plan? How did you lay out themes and other stuff?
Yeah. So as this topic has come up, just give me 1 second.
Hey,
So Abhyantran 15 is I have the most fond memories of college. Those are related to Abhyantran 15. This is the brochure. I don't know, some blur mode is working. This
okay,
is the
okay,
brochure.
fine, fine,
Yeah.
fine.
So
We
this
would
is the
share with our students.
sure. Yeah. So I got a work or responsibility of making the Android app for that Tech Fest, and we started because that was my first Android app, like professional kind of one, which have to be uploaded, and like around 500 users will be there for it, getting daily updates of what is happening to the technical fest or what are the schedules and everything. So I spent a few days and nights because I was new. I was learning and developing. Uh, I got that work done like 2 weeks before and uploaded that app 2 weeks before Abhyantran. And when my batchmates saw that I'm free now, I was thinking that I will participate in all the all the competitions and win some good amount of money and do some trekking in a Gangtok or somewhere. But my batchmates saw that I was free, So they gave me responsibility of hospitality department. They made me the head of his hospitality, so that I have to manage everything related to
Okay.
hospitality. So I spent the rest of the time during the fest doing hospitality work. Like I was heading around team of 50 to 80 people. Like they were all volunteers, helping us to get the uh, like give the greatest hospitality which we are capable of to all the guests. The guest list included Christopher Sughoyan, who has given he is a TED fellow. He has given 3 TED talks,
Yeah, yeah.
and there was Deepa Malik, who is a Paralympic athlete. Just after she visited here, the next year she won a silver in Olympics. And there was Dr. L.V. Reddy and Srinivas Samati. So that guy came on bike from Hyderabad to Sikkim,
Oh,
and
that.
we were amazed to see his journey. And he just goes to every engineering college just to give a talk so that there are good engineers in India. So that was a great experience where we got to talk to like bigger personalities,
Yeah.
get their perspective, and saw the success of the teamwork. That was exhilarating. Yeah.
Also, as you mentioned that you monitored around 50 students and your fellow mates as well. So, how were you able to group them? What teams did you make up, and how did you categorize them?
Yeah, so we planned everything. We had 2, 3 groups. I clearly don't remember what were the group names, but one group was to manage the hotels and everything. One group had to manage the cabs and pick up of guests from airport, Bagdogra. The other group had to manage the food and everything for the workshops. Like there were 3 consecutive days where we have to give food to around 400 students within internal, external, coming to our college for the workshops. So we divided the work, and that was smooth. But yeah, we were completely busy those 1 week for that 1 week.
Yeah, a tech fest calls for a lot of input and hard work indeed. And your hard work, as well as those of others, would have made that a success as a Biyantran. I just got a question in chat box that currently we have many fields in CSE, for instance, web development, app development, machine learning, blockchain, and various others, what not to say. So, what should one pick up while aiming for a good career? How can you decide?
Uh, it is as important to learn what is buzzing, but it is also important to get your basics right. Um, right now, the buzzwords are machine learning, artificial
Yeah,
intelligence, as everyone knows, and there are jobs in that. But um, there are also less amount of knowledge among everyone. Or why is there a buzz, or what kind of things are needed? So I suggest that the base should be strong. You should have a strong base over the coding language, the concepts underneath, data structures, algorithms, database, operating systems, and then learn the application layer. So initially, my manager used to tell me, like when he passed out NIT Calicut, that during his time in around 2002, there was a big buzz of kernel programming. So a kernel programmer or a kernel developer would get jobs easily, and application level of coding was seen as trash, and anyone can do that. Anyone can make websites. From that perspective, right now, machine learning is completely application level. Uh, People get
yeah,
APIs. People can directly use those APIs to implement something, implement in the softwares. But to have a good base is necessary. I must say that yeah, you have to be at one after one level. You have to be expert in your field. But during college days, you have to have multiple talents also, as in you need to know machine learning, you need to know something related to graphics, what happens in OS, how to manage databases, because they are as important. And your career must not be driven by a single programming language. They are just syntax. They the architecture of these things change like every 5 years or every 3 years. The 3 year cadence of these architectures, but the concepts or how to make those architectures uh, remain the same. Like they have to be optimized, the basics have to be correct, the academic strength have to be there, the academic knowledge has to be there to make a good architecture. So seeing that, like, you have to do everything, I can say.
Yeah, so currently, as ML is the hype amongst the freshies at any institute, so do you suggest that one should take up ML solely, or what should he do?
So you must do, because it is you must have 2 or 3 projects, or like at least a couple of projects of ML. If you want to delve into it, then you can start from making the models itself, like complete CNN graph. You can make optimize it, get a data set from the open source channels and create some things, or you can use it in your mobile application or your website just for the implementation purpose. So you can have a, it's good to have ML projects under your belt, so that any challenge or any job opportunity comes in future, you can handle it all. That was my perspective.
Yeah, being jack of all is always good. Also, I would like to ask you, were there any other cells other than WDC which played a great role in your career? Was it TNP or some other cell which had an effect on you? And
Yes,
how did it reshape?
there was a coding cell. Uh, can't
Can.
cans. Yeah,
Coding at NIT Sikkim. Right?
is it still there?
Yeah,
Yeah, good to hear. Coding at NIT Sikkim was in which I also worked under seniors. Mm, yeah, and these cells give a challenge to the students, and in a way, people learn. Everything's productive. Whatever work you do, like some productivity has to be there, and you must not stop working.
yeah, coding clubs and all make a healthy environment. Also, what about TNP cell? How did it play a role in your career at that time?
Correct. So TNP cell has played a great role because I also did like the website project for TNP. So I got some technical know-how from there, as well as I managed a few things in TNP cell. Like Ankur Jha was managing most of things, but in his absence, I used to manage TNP cell under Dhananjay sir and
Yeah.
Sangram sir. Uh, it has played a major role in the beginning of my career, was I got Intel job from or Intel internship through TNP Cell, through the connections or the goodwill created by TNP Cell of NIT Sikkim.
Yeah, the TNP cell is very well known for reshaping careers at our institute. Also, the Ranjan sir plays a great role over there as the president of the cell. Also, there's a question posted by one of my fellow mates. I would like to ask. It's very well known that obtaining a college degree can give graduates a leg up over their financial time. But it turns out true only with a few. So, what are your views upon this?
Yeah, that's true. There is a lot of competition in whatever we do in this world, and you have to be good at it. But um, there is no end to the growth, or there is no end to like if you got a dream job, say like Intel, Google, Facebook, anywhere. So let's say take example of Google, and you got X amount of package. I do not want to give a number, but you get X amount of package.
Yeah.
Uh, and when you got that package, you are like completely out of your mind or excited that you will earn this much. But when you start getting that salary, that gets normalized.
Yeah,
You understand? So then you
yeah,
want more. You want to go to another company or get promotion there, and you reach X plus N level, then you see that is normal. Then you want to, so there is no uh, short like a stopping point for our financial needs, but uh, leading a good life and being good at your job is important. Like you should be good at whatever you do. You will land up somewhere, and challenges are great teachers. And without challenges, this life, like some people get lucky enough to get good placements or good high paying jobs in the initial years. I was not one of them, but
Okay. So, what was about yourself? Could you explain a bit?
sorry.
Yeah. You just stated that it was not with you. So, what was about you?
No, I was just being humble that I did not land up in a high paying job. No, I was
Okay.
saying that, yeah, be good at it, be good at work you do. Like, yeah, you have to love your work, and everyone says that. But even if you don't love your work, be good at it so that you can earn. Uh, you can do what you love while you are earning from this work in which you are perfect or good enough. But you can't do art or do artistry being hungry.
Yeah, and I think that keeping aside the degrees, the tech giants are also starting to hire, be it Google or any other tech giant. They are starting to focus on more on practical skills, and they have their hiring competitions, which one can participate with their website. Also, sir, there is another question that what are the best coding practices and platforms that we can choose? I mean, there are various platforms that one would see if he comes onto the competitive coding stage. So, which one to choose, and what did you take as your practicing environment or coding environment?
Yeah, for the starters, HackerRank is good because HackerRank is good, Lead Code is good, CodeChef is good. Because they have modules for the beginners, you can take one module at a time and then do random practice so that you get multiple questions. Different companies prefer different coding platforms to take the internal round or the initial round uh, for the interviews, because they have to prune the students. If they get 150 students, they can't interview everyone, so they have to prune that list into 15 students, which they can feasibly interview properly, like 45 minutes interview. So they have, for pruning the students, for making that list short. These getting over the stage is important. So a competitive programming, practicing that is important, because yeah, that's the way. As you have to be good at aptitude tests,
Yeah,
it's similar. Like competitive, you can be good at normal coding. You can make great programs, but competitive programming is a a different beast. You have to solve every test case. You have to uh, make the program scalable. It's good to learn those things.
yeah. So, what were your rounds? What were the rounds that you faced while applying for Intel?
There was one round for HackerRank. Then there was a direct interview after that. Uh, Unfortunately, it was not a coding round. It was regarding some EC basics, and it had some electromagnetic equations and those questions. We were not prepared for that, but whatever physics I had in mind from 12th class, I applied it there, and somehow I got passed.
Yeah, I think the board exams and JEE makes it a bit of mark at our mind. The physics, chemistry, or math,
Yeah,
anything.
it was, yeah, that kind of multiple choice question. So I quoted the units on both the sides and got to the answers. So those kind of tricks we did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
but I
as we
got,
are on the topic for that, so what was your preparation for JEE and how did you clear? I think it was AIEEE at that time.
yeah. I gave 1 year. I gave AIEEE. The next year, I waited for another year to get a better rank. So I gave JEE mains. So that year there was a shift in AIEEE to JEE mains or JEE advanced later. Yeah, I So in during 11th and 12th, I did not join any coaching institute. I was doing some maths practice. I was kind of good at maths. Uh, so I was doing competitive maths practice. I got good marks in the first AIEEE in mathematics, but physics and chemistry were low, so I did a drop for 1 year, and I prepared again in one of the coaching institute. Did some practicing, gave weekly tests as what is the culture for these institutes, and somehow cracked it.
Yeah. Also, just a question in our chat box. What are your tips for fresh pass out people in this pandemic situation? As the companies are freezing their inputs, so how would one apply? And if you were in this situation as a just passed out senior of ours, so what would you do?
Right now, it's a pivotal point in the world history where everything will change pre and post pandemic. So it is very crucial period of the pass outs of 2020 batch, um, because the companies are hiring lesser, uh, but the stock markets have a different view. Stock market is going up and up. Uh, Few companies like the tech companies are hiring right now, like the bigger ones, Amazon and Google and Facebook, because they have a good run of money during these days also. Uh, Other companies like Uber had some layoffs in US and India as well for the new hires. So it's a tough time, but yeah, being good at your work and not losing hope is the key. Uh,
Yeah, I think where there is a will, there is a way. If you carve well, you'll find your way, even through the wildest wind. Also, sir, how was your first day at NIT Sikkim? Did you expect yourself to be Mr. Fresher as you were for your batch?
No, it was not first day. We were expecting the fresher party to happen as soon as possible as we entered the college, but due to some reasons, our fresher party happened uh, in March of
That
2014.
was a bit late.
Yeah, but that party was great, and we went through a roadies kind of interview questions, where the interviewers were also had experience of SSB interviews, and they roasted us well. So I played calm there and gave answers like right now I'm answering with bit of smile. So they chose me. And the competition was like very much interesting. We had to prepare for some dance rounds. We had to like show two skills out of dancing, acting, and singing. I can't sing well, so I went for dancing and acting, and they chose me.
Okay,
But
so
the experience was great.
what did you act over there? I mean, did you make mimic someone, or what did you do as a part of acting?
Yeah, I remember I did mimicry for Shah Rukh Khan for a Devdas scene. Drunk
Okay,
kid. That was great. No, but no one has a video for that.
okay,
Like,
okay, okay.
so that
No
was sad.
worries, we won't post it even if we get it.
I want that video, and you can post it.
Okay, okay.
Just a joke.
Okay, we'll try to find out and through our mates at NIT. So, could you explain a bit about the acting as well as the other dance skills that you showed there?
I don't have any dance skills, but
Okay.
I got a good like a beat song for Ranveer Singh having like a great lot of energy, and I did a Ranveer Singh Govinda kind of mixed dance with full energy, and they chose me. They said that you are a good dancer. I said okay. This was the first time I danced on stage. Later, I went for dancing in Abhyantran 14 flash mob as well, and that was a completely great different kind of experience where we had like 10 songs and we have to dance for 15 minutes continuously on the streets of Gangtok. That was also great. For acting side, I also mimicked Shah Rukh Khan for the one of the Om Shanti Om scene in the first Teachers Day also. So
Okay.
that was great, and everyone applauded. They was good. Like I was not that good, but they were good. They applauded me.
Okay.
And I also did like with the team Udgam 14 or 15. We did some small skit on Pani, and that was hit. Yeah, that was.
Okay. So as you wanted to have the video, I would like to say that the video is there on Facebook. You can find it. I will share with you, and our fellow mates can also view that video for a bit of fun.
Is it okay?
Also, uh, how did you prepare for the ramp walk though?
Hey, Ram Fox.
Sometimes it gets tough for people for to do it when it's their first time. So was it your first time, or how did
Of
you
course, man.
prepare?
Of course, man. I don't do Ram Fox during JEE mains.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the first time, and one senior girl taught us how to do that. So we did whatever she said, and we tried something.
Okay. Was it like a robot, or what were the views of students regarding that?
They said you were stylish. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. That's a good. That's a compliment though.
I
Uh,
could, like, if they were not sarcastic.
yeah, that would work other way if it's sarcastic. Yeah. Also, what was your idea behind the TNP website that you made? As you mentioned in your previous say that you made TNP website. So, what was your idea or inspiration behind that? How did you get through the layout, the coding stuff, and all?
Yeah. So we have seen the websites of Indian colleges or Indian government websites um, are mostly very much formal, and they have a archaic kind of feel to it. But as the modern technologies are coming, the modular designs are taking over the websites. After the Digital India movement, the Indian government websites also became colorful, big icons,
Yeah.
and very nice to interact with. So I thought that design should work for us also. And I read the complete documentation of material design implementation, which I also used in the applications, mobile applications which I made, and I used that material design to create that website. And everyone liked it. It was a responsive website. So a responsive website could open on a mobile phone or a tablet, and without any glitches or any differences. So it will have an application app kind of look on a mobile phone screen. It was made as a PWC, or PWA web app kind of WPA web app with there's a term called web app. I'm missing the term right now. Sorry for
Okay,
that.
that's fine.
But you can open it as an application on your laptop and on your mobile phone as well. WPA.
Yeah, getting responsive websites is the need of the hour as people are getting their smartphones upgraded so well that they don't want to use their laptops all the time.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
got the word. It is PWA, Progressive Web Apps. Right now, that is coming into buzz, but that was the starting of PWA.
Okay, okay. That would be a very beneficial term that our learners would learn. Uh, Also, what were your other inputs as at the TNP cell? Were you there as a member, or did you have any participation externally?
No, I was internal member. I was involved in calling. I was involved in the logistics department where we used to send all the brochures to different companies. We managed to call many companies. We tried to get contacts of multiple organizations through our friend lists, through Facebook, through LinkedIn, through different places. We collected most of the contacts. We contacted the TNP cells of other northeastern entities to know, to get a feel of how many companies or which kind of companies visit the northeast, so that we can collaborate with them as well for having co-located recruitment. We did that. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, is there any fondest memory of yours that you would like to share with us at NIT Sikkim? Something which you wouldn't forget throughout your life.
There are many things actually. As you have mentioned, most of the things, the Xplode Cup, the Freshers Party, the Abhiyantran, these are the memories I will cherish throughout my life. Cherish throughout my life.
Yeah, I think you keeping the magazine still with you for Abhiyantran is a token of appreciation for us, showing that how well did you keep it in your heart.
Yeah.
Any other thing that you would like to share with our students about Abhiyantran outcome?
Yeah, so those were the initial years where our seniors started it 1 year back, and we were kind of continuing it. So there were many learnings out of it, where uh, Ankur and Anurag and Sampoon and Dipanch, and there was a whole big team involved in doing that. So one site I got of Sampoon in early morning in MP Hall. So he was the convener or chairman or the highest post in that students group for Abhiyantran 15.
Okay.
But he was doing jhadu in the MP Hall at 8 a.m. in the morning because yeah, everyone was asleep. So no work is big and small. It's the work we have to finish. Like everyone have different professions. So one thing I have to uh, note here, I was the most ragged, so to say, not ragged actually, but I gave most numbers of intros during the first year of my college. So there was a joke running around that uh, if Vishal is passing by sweeper, also he will say good morning, sir. and yeah, uh, and like I had to wish every senior that was a joke. Uh,
Also,
so yeah,
yes, I would like you to share some advice and tips on online education that can be beneficial for the current students in this situation and in the days to come, as
yeah,
online education is having a buzz all around.
yeah. Apart from the basic academics or the core subjects which I studied at the institute, whatever I studied or gained the knowledge from was online at that time also. I was going to most of the YouTube videos, the Coursera lectures, and did some online courses that helped me build. And even if I did not have a good laptop, I would be able to get resources online or have online compilers to run things. Then I did a RAM upgrade to get my Android Studio running properly on my system. Then whatever I learned that time also for CS students at least it can be learned online. For EC students, yes, there can be simulations. Um but yeah, online is a good way to go. And like as I said, it is a pivotal point where most of things will go online from this time. Like you
Uh,
might have,
yeah, sir.
and I'm saying that you might have called someone to your to the college, and it will take a lot huge set of logistics and operations to go through. You have to book air ticket. The person have to give you one complete 2 3 days of time. But having this call sitting at home, and it's not a completely person to person experience, but it is good enough. So most of the things, as TCS also have mentioned that till 2024, they are planning to have 75% of their workforce work from home.
Wow.
So yeah,
Uh,
online
al-
is the future.
Also, sir, we had a question posted in our comment box that what benefits did the development skills, namely web and app development, have in the software engineering career of yours?
Yeah. So I learned these skills when there was a huge demand for these. But the most guidance which I got was from my seniors. The good part of developing Android application or mobile application or a website is that you see quick results. You are able to see the website up and running. You are able to see UI. You can make good, nice stuff. And for applications also, you can do some cool stuff and show off to someone and get feedback from them. So it's a short feedback loop. Whereas if I had got into some other development, like kernel development, which took one cycle to show up the results, that is also interesting to go for. But uh, uh, I saw quick results doing this web development and app development. So yeah,
Yeah, nowadays we get free domains so easily, and we can have our own very website. And
yeah,
the current technologies that Google and other tech giants offer for Android app development at fingertips are also playing a crucial role there.
correct. At
Yeah,
that time also, I hosted the Abhyantran application content for the first few days, the testing days, on a free hosting website called Triple Zero Web Hosting.
yeah, that is helpful. The free hosting websites are various available over here. Also, sir, as we found out, as well as portrayed to our viewers, that you were involved in so many extracurricular activities, be it Udgam, Abhiyantran, Xplode Club, and other stuff, what not to say. So, how did you manage these stuff alongside with your studies? How were you able to keep a balance and to get a good placement thereof?
Yeah, we were able to manage it because we were 100% on the campus. We did not have much things to do beyond studies. So it was a good experience. We did not want to miss out anything like due to studies, because studies or exams take place during a different timeline as these cultural festivals. So these are also important to build your personality, so to say.
So, what effects did these extracurricular activities have on your, let's say, placement terms?
Yeah, I was open to interact with people. I was, because I had led a team of multiple people. I know how to be good with them, how to be open or like be approachable. So while interviewing in a tech interview or even a HR round, they see like, is this a nice person to talk to or be working with? So will he be a good match to our team? Will he adjust to our team, or he or she adjust to our team? So it's good to have those skills. You can't just do online studies and be a geek, don't talk to anyone, be rude about everything.
uh, Being in a nutshell can't have you at the environment. You have to get out of your comfort zone,
Right?
and
Because yeah, because in big companies or even in small companies, it is a collaborative effort that makes a big product. So collaboration is the key. They need people who can be collaborative.
yeah. Also, we as humans, we are social animals, so we need to socialize. Be it through social media platforms, get-togethers, these cultural events, tech events, or any other. It's always good to interact. I think. Right? Yeah. So now, sir, I would like you to share your words of inspiration for students, as well as any message that you would have for the training and placement cell, as well as the Regnating, which is the literary club of NIT Sikkim. These two clubs are organizing jointly this Confluence. So, any message for them?
Yeah, keep doing stuff and don't stop anywhere. If you're learning something, don't wait for that learning to finish so that you can do a project. Like, learning never finishes. If you're learning Java, start a project sideways. If you're learning web development or if you're learning Arduino, get a board also for yourself and start coding on it. Uh, Learning won't stop, and you thinking that you will start the project when you have complete or a good grasp of Java or a good grasp of programming an Arduino board won't help. Starting early is good, and yeah, keep doing something, keep filling your resume.
Yeah. Anything for the teams, sir, the Regnating or the TNP?
Yeah, you are a good platform. Like I'm addressing to the Regnant in TNP
Yeah.
for the students, and your work will also impact the careers. So it is important to be connected to everyone, listen to them, listen to the feedback, and don't make anyone feel missed out. Or it's a collaborative process, and if you are the convener, director, or treasurer of something, that does not mean anything. You are just given a responsibility so that you can manage that money well, or you can manage the logistics well. Uh, yeah, be good to everyone and do the work you are given.
Thank you, sir, for your words of inspiration. I would now like to thank our backend team, the moderator, that is me and Krishna Chaitanya, the management team, Mr. Girijanandan, Mr. Manu Avachi, the technical team, Mr. Sushant, and Mr. Adarsh Srivastav. I would also like to thank the publicity team and the content team, Mr. Pintu Sharma, Ms. Rituparna Bishwas. Also, the content team includes Ms. Shivani Priya, Ms. Anjali Roy, and Ms. Anupa Pokharia. I would also like to thank the president of our club, Dr. Dhananjay Tripathi, for inspiring us and guiding us throughout, and the three core members, uh, the, the convener of the club, Mr. Suryakant, the secretary, Ms. Damini, and the treasurer, Mr. Manu Awaj. That's all from us today. We hope to see you back on our third episode with, with a new alumnus to share his words of experience. Hope you like the video. Do subscribe our channel for upcoming updates. Thank you.